Today on Nursing Matters, the Specialty Switch Framework, how nurses successfully reinvent their careers. I'm Christina, and this is your daily dose. Let's get into it. Whether you're headed into a shift, headed home from one, sitting in traffic, folding laundry, or hiding in your car for 10 minutes because it's the only quiet place left in your life, welcome back to Nursing Matters. You know what? And I fully support the parking lot decompression session. Sometimes that 10 minutes in the car is the closest thing healthcare professionals get to a spa day. So you deserved it. Today we're talking about something I constantly hear from nurses. I think I need a change. Have you ever thought of it yourself? I bet you have. You're not necessarily ready to leave nursing. You're not necessarily leaving healthcare. You're just looking for something different. And if you've ever found yourself halfway through a shift thinking, I love nursing, I just don't know if I love this nursing, this episode is then for you. But first, let's get into today's nursing news. So one of the themes I'm seeing repeatedly across healthcare right now is workforce flexibility. Healthcare organizations continue expanding virtual nursing programs, care coordination teams, clinical documentation roles, informatics departments, and various hybrid positions. And here's what caught my attention. 5 years ago, many nurses believed the only way to increase their income was to work more shifts, more weekends, more overtime, more holidays, more, sure, I'll stay another 4 hours because we're short-staffed. But now healthcare organizations are creating entirely new career paths. And I think it's a good thing. Because if your only career strategy is work more, eventually you run out of energy before you run out of bills. What we're seeing today is a growing recognition that nurses possess skills that extend far beyond bedside care. As you know, there's the communication, critical thinking, assessment, documentation, the relationship building, the problem solving, leadership. Those skills transfer into dozens of specialties. And that brings us to today's topic, the Specialty Switch Framework. Now, before we get started, let's address something important. A lot of nurses feel guilty for wanting something different. I don't know who started that rumor, but we need to stop it now. Somewhere along the way, many nurses were taught that wanting a new specialty means you're quitting. Come on, it doesn't. It means you're growing, and that should never stop. I've recruited nurses for over 20 years, and I've watched nurses reinvent themselves in extraordinary ways. I've seen Med-Surg nurses become ICU nurses become CRNAs, emergency nurses moving into leadership, bedside nurses becoming educators, case managers, clinical documentation specialists, informatics professionals, healthcare executives. Nurses make great entrepreneurs as well. I've even watched nurses leave healthcare entirely and build amazing second careers. The point is this: your first nursing specialty does not have to be your last. Let's talk about why nurses switch. So usually it comes down to one of 5 things. Super simple. It's either money, schedule, stress, growth, or lifestyle. And honestly, all 5 are valid. If your current specialty isn't allowing you to build the life you want, it's okay to explore alternatives. I think one of the biggest mistakes nurses make is waiting too long. They spend years unhappy, years frustrated, years saying things like, I'll figure it out next year. And then suddenly, before you know it, 10 years have passed. Listen, you don't need to make a career change tomorrow, but you should at least be thinking strategically. So here's my framework. Step 1, know what you're moving toward, not what you're running away from. And this is huge. Many people can tell me exactly what they hate about what they're doing. They hate the staffing. They hate working weekends. They hate call. They hate charting. They hate management. They hate patient satisfaction scores. Okay, all useful information, right? But it doesn't tell us where you're going, and that's what matters. Instead, ask yourself this: what do I want more of? Do I need more flexibility, more income, more autonomy in my role, more leadership, more education, more technology, more patient interaction? The answers to those questions start shaping your future. Step 2, research before you leap. And please hear me on this. Do not build your next career based entirely on social media. I beg you. Because every job looks amazing on LinkedIn. Everyone's posting photos with perfect lighting. Everyone looks super happy, partying, appears to be making six figures. Apparently, everyone loves every minute of their job on social, which is fascinating because after all the years I've worked, I've never met anyone who looks like those people. That's just not reality. Talk to real nurses. Ask real questions. Things like, what's your schedule? What do you love about your company? What do you love about your specialty? What frustrates you? Would you do it again if you were starting over? These simple, basic human conversations are absolute gold. Step 3, identify the gap. This is where many nurses stop. Let's say you want to move into informatics or ECMO or leadership or case management. The question becomes, what skills am I missing? Maybe it's a certification, maybe it's project management, maybe it's committee experience or precepting. Maybe you need an advanced degree. That gap in what you need becomes your roadmap. Step 4, start before you're ready. Now, this might be my favorite career advice because nobody ever feels ready, right? Nobody. The future manager doesn't feel ready. The future educator doesn't feel ready. The future director doesn't feel ready. The future CRNA doesn't feel ready. Growth is uncomfortable, so you're never going to feel like, yes, I've got this. But if you want it, you should tell yourself you're ready because it's a step-by-step process. That discomfort you feel is what growth feels like. Quick favor before we continue. If you're enjoying Nursing Matters, please like, share, and subscribe. Every share helps us reach another nurse who may need encouragement, career guidance, or simply a reminder that they're capable of more than they realize. Ready to take control of your nursing career? Visit rnnet.org for nursing jobs, career insights, salary trends, professional development resources, and tools designed to help nurses build careers they love. That's rnnet.org. Now let's talk about some real examples. One of the biggest misconceptions in nursing is that there are only a handful of career options. Totally not true. Let's take a Med-Surg nurse. That nurse could move into any number of areas within nursing. Leadership, education, case management, quality, utilization review, clinical documentation, home health, hospice, sales, recruiting, informatics, virtual nursing, patient advocacy. Literally, the possibilities are enormous. And here's something most people don't realize. Many healthcare executives started exactly where you are. Not with a grand master plan, not with a perfect roadmap, just one decision at a time. One opportunity at a time. One conversation at a time. To me, that's comforting because sometimes we place enormous pressure on ourselves. We think we need to know exactly where we'll be in 10 years. I certainly didn't. Most successful professionals don't. What they do know is the next step, and that's enough. So here's your challenge today. Take 10 minutes, seriously, just 10 minutes. Open a blank document on your phone or computer, or get out that good old tablet and write down, what do I love about nursing? What do I dislike? What kind of life do I want? What kind of schedule do I want? What kind of income do I want? And what impact do I want to make? From there, start exploring specialties that align with those answers. The beauty is you might discover a path you never knew existed. And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Some of the happiest nurses I've met aren't necessarily in the highest paying jobs. They're not always in leadership either. They're not always in the most prestigious specialties or at the most prestigious companies. They're simply aligned. Their work aligns with their strengths, their values, their goals, their lifestyle. That's what we're really chasing here, alignment. Because when your career aligns with your life, everything gets a little easier. You're no longer swimming upstream. Your life's not going to be perfect. Healthcare will never be perfect. There will still be difficult patients, difficult days, difficult coworkers. And whatever mysterious force causes printers to stop working the moment they're needed most. But you'll be moving towards something that fits, and that's worth pursuing. That's your daily dose. Share this with a nurse who's been wondering if it's time for a change. I'm Christina. Keep showing up because nursing matters. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Nursing Matters Daily Dose. Are you interested in more career resources? Then hop on over to the RN Network at rnnet.org. Also, while you're at it, hit that like and subscribe button and share this episode with one nurse who really needs to hear it. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.